Hi friends, this is Tanu from Aussie's Clayton. A very good evening to all of you guys, and I hope you are having good time and preparing well for your PTE exam if it is coming. So guys, today I believe you know why I am here. Today we will be talking about a very important thing when you need to give your PTE exam. It is not any task, however it is a very necessary thing which you all should know and which you all should do when you are preparing for your exam. So today we will basically be talking about the time management of all the questions in PTE, plus I'll be showing you the mic position, which is again a very important thing. Because what I have observed is that so many students, especially the first time test takers, are very confused about the mic position and few things related to the microphone. So today I'll be showing you where to exactly place the microphone and what you should do, what you should not do, and the third thing is the time management of each question of PTE. So if you have any questions in regards to any of these things, please feel free to ask them or post them in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to answer you guys. So guys, today we will start our live session with the position of the mic. When you go for your exam, the first thing when you sit on the hot seat is you will see personal introduction. Now before the personal introduction, actually they will be asking you that whether you are ready for the exam, to put the microphone, to check the microphone. So all these things are very necessary. Always make sure you check the position of the mic before you start your exam. You record yourself, listen to yourself and see whether the mic is alright or not, the volume is set. Because if it stops in the middle, it can be a very big distraction for you. You have to raise your hand and call the supervisor in. So guys, personal introduction is very important. I know it is not marked, you are not getting any scores for that, but it is very important because it sets you into the exam frame, and you have to make yourself comfortable by giving that personal introduction. There will be a lot of people, maybe 10, 12, 15 people sitting in one room, and they all will be talking at the same time. So the first time test takers, they tend to get very distracted by that, all the people speaking at the same time in that small room. So you have to be prepared and you have to be very motivated and just tell yourself that you're not listening to anyone and you're just talking to your computer. So make sure you do that personal introduction very confidently. It is always good to tell few things about yourself, maybe your name, your qualification, your likings, your dislikings, something about your family, why do you want to be in Australia or something like that, and just speak for 40 seconds, maybe 45 seconds, and start your exam. So before you actually start your exam, you already put the microphone. These are the microphones which you will be getting in your exam. These are exactly the same microphones you will be getting in your exam, and the position, the mic I'm talking about is this part. So when you wear the headphones, please make sure the position of the mic is you're not moving the mic over and over again. You are not touching this part of the mic over and over again. Set it once and for all for the complete speaking section. Now let's talk about the position of the mic. Especially the boys which got very thin voice or heavy voice, they can put it here close to their jawline, okay, little bit above the jawline is also all right, but please make sure you don't put it in front of your lips, because sometimes when we speak, the air we breathe and the air goes into the microphone, which is not very good. Another thing is that never place it under your nose, because the same thing will happen. The air we breathe will go in. Whenever we take a good breath, it will go in, which we don't want. So to girls who've got very thin voice, sometimes some girls, they have shrieky voice also, so you can put it close to the tip of your nose. And to boys, they can always put it close to the jawline. And to all the girls who've got very thin and shrieky voice, girls, please make sure that it is not under, it is just close to the tip of your nose. If you've got a very slow or a very shrieky voice, you can sometimes put a hand like this. I know a lot of centers nowadays, they stop you from doing that, but if you can't speak loudly, when I say loudly, I'm not saying shout, but please make sure you're loud enough that microphone catches your voice and not the voice of the person sitting next to you. So guys, that is very important that you do not touch the microphone over and over again. You do not move the microphone over and over again, and you set it once and for all. Moving on to the next thing, we will talk about the time management of all the sections. Most of you, I believe you know that the exam starts with the speaking section, and the first question which you see is read aloud. In read aloud, how time management plays a very important role is that you get some preparation time and you have to speak loudly for, you have to give that read aloud in the same time. The time is between 25 seconds to 40 seconds. What happens in this task is that when you get the preparation time, please make sure you at least read it 2 to 3 times. Don't read it loudly, read it in your head, or you can mumble it. And when you read aloud, please make sure you finish your read aloud, not in complete 40 seconds, quite well before that 40-second mark. Please try not to use the full 40-second mark, because otherwise you will lose marks in your fluency. Okay, I will not mention how many seconds you should be speaking for or in how many seconds you should finish it off, but try not to use complete full 40 seconds. Somewhere around 30 seconds could be a good thing, and whenever you are done, please click next. So ideally, when you are practicing, the time management I'm talking about is, you all know that we have Aussies, we all have a prediction file. Okay, we have prediction file which we print month by month, which we prepare month by month on a monthly basis, so that you guys can get your scores. From that prediction file, I believe if you can practice all the read alouds, reading them in 30 seconds, it can be a very good time management, and definitely in your exam you will do well, because a lot of people are getting read alouds from that prediction file. But the only problem many of us are facing is the time management, that you are not able to finish it in 40 seconds. Sometimes we drag the sentences way too much. It will definitely affect your fluency also. So guys, in read aloud, try to finish off sentence reading in around 30 seconds. Moving on to the repeat sentences. Now repeat sentences, before the sentence actually starts in your exam, if you've ever given the Pearson's mock test, you must have observed that you get 3 seconds before the sentence actually starts, and you have to do the same thing before you actually read or repeat that sentence. So for example, a sentence starts after the 3 seconds. After listening to that sentence, you have to count in your head 3, 2, 1, and you have to repeat the sentence. Earlier, there used to be a beep sound when we have to speak. Nowadays, there is no beep sound. So all you have to do is you have to count in your head 3, 2, 1. You have to be focused that whether the recording has begun or it has not begun, and you start the sentence. Many times we start the sentence when the recording has not even started. So we miss out that part which we have spoken when the recording has not started. So please make sure you count 3, 2, 1, and when you practice, just try it and you will see it really works. And moving on to the next question, which is describe image. Okay, so we've got Nikki. Hi Nikki. If you've got any question, you can post it in the comments and I'll be able to answer it. Okay, moving on to the next section, next question, which is our describe image. In describe image, how time management plays a very important role is that, first thing is, it is a task. I think it is the only task in which we have to speak very fluently throughout the time, right? So what we have to do is we have to describe the image within 40 seconds. First thing is we need to understand the instruction very carefully. They're not asking us to speak for full 40 seconds. They are asking us to describe the image within 40 seconds. Within means it can be it can be anywhere around 30 seconds, also anywhere around 35 seconds. Ideally, I recommend my students to practice when they are practicing to speak for around 30-32 seconds, and they'll be good to go. So when you are practicing this task, please make sure you turn on the timer and try to speak fluently for full 30 seconds. In the preparation time, which is 25 seconds, please make sure you have all the points handy, and in the next 30 seconds when you are actually describing the image, you are fluent and you practice for full 30 seconds. Trust me guys, if you practice around 20 to 25 images with the templates which are provided, you will not fumble in this task, and this is not an integrated task, so you can score very well in this task if you do a proper time management. The next question we will be talking about is your retell lecture. Now, in retell lecture, what happens is we will be listening to a lecture and we have to retell the same thing in 40 seconds. Guys, in this task, the time we get is just 10 seconds before we actually start to speak aloud. So in those 10 seconds, it becomes very hard for us to comprehend what we have noted and to retell exactly the same thing. So please make sure you have a template handy, or you have prepared a template so that it gives you a good startup. Once you have picked up that pace, you can always continue with your content, with whatever you have, whichever notes you have taken or whatever you want to speak about the lecture, you can speak after that start. But the start has to be good. You will not realize how quickly those 10 seconds have passed. So what I tell my students is, when they are practicing the retell lecture, after the lecture stops, just don't look at your content. Have the template in your mind and just start speaking the template, and then start to look at your notes, because that way you will not get confused and you will not try to put the content into the right frame of sentences, and you will not fumble. So guys, please make sure you are doing the right thing for a retell lecture, because it's a task which gives you lots and lots of marks for your speaking and for your listening as well. Moving on to the next question, it is your answer short questions from the speaking section. In this task, what happens is that you will listen to a question, a very basic general knowledge question, and you have to give answer in between 1 to 3 words. So the time management for this would be, again, when you give a Pearson's mock test, or if you do any that you count 3, 2, 1 and give the answer straight away. Because if you don't do that and the recording has not begun and you give the answer before the actual recording has begun, whatever you have said is not recorded. So please make sure, always keep your eyes open, listen to the question, count in your head 3, 2, 1 and give the answer. Because a lot of students, what I've observed is that when they are giving the test and when they are attempting this section, they give the answer without the recording has when the recording has actually not begun. So please make sure you always speak when the recording has begun. Moving on to the next section, which is a writing section. Now in this task, time management is very important. The first question of your writing task is called summarize written text. In summarize written text, you get 10 minutes to write a summary. You get no time to read, okay, no separate time to read. So all you get is 10 minutes to read, to plan your ideas and to write, and fourth thing is to proofread what you have written. So here time management is very important. As you know that you will be getting only 10 minutes to read. So make sure you finish the reading of the passage in 2 to 3 minutes and have the most important sentences or phrases ready for you, so that when you want to write, you know what you are writing. Make sure you have at least 3 to 4 minutes to write, and always have 2 minutes to proofread what you have written. Because guys, in this section, the marks are going towards your writing section, which is your grammar, which is your spellings. So spellings play a very important role in this task. Whenever we are typing, we make very silly errors because we are not in a habit of typing regularly. So please make sure whenever you are doing this task, you plan your ideas in 3 to 4 minutes. You write your text in 3 to 4 minutes, and you always have 2 minutes last to revise what you have written. So guys, in this task, I can also say another thing, that if you are, I would say that most of the summaries which are repeated and which are coming these days in your exam, you can have a look on our prediction file for the month of April, which is helping lots of students not only in Australia but all over the world to actually crack their exam. And we are just overwhelmed also with the feedback of that prediction file. So guys, that prediction file is doing wonders, trust me. If you are preparing for your exam, please make sure you go through that prediction file. Also, we have got a Telegram group, which is you can download Telegram Messenger, and you can also join that group. You can just type @PTE tutorials. We'll also post the link in our comment section. You can join that link and you can be part of that group, which has got more than 11,000 members, where we post all the repeated material. The teachers are there to help you. So it is actually helping a lot of students. Okay, moving on to the next task is our essay from the writing section. So in this task, guys, what happens is that essay 20 minutes is given to you to write an essay. So those 20 minutes, in those 20 minutes we have to write 200 to 300 words. So guys, when you are doing that, it is very important to have one thing in mind, that writing more words will not get you marks. Writing quality words will get you marks. Okay, so as far as you can write only 202 words, that's also fine, because you're not breaching the guidelines. The guideline says you have to write words between 200 to 300. So please make sure your typing is good so that you don't struggle to finish your essay on time. It is very important to finish your essay on time, because after 20 minutes you won't be able to type anything. So in those 20 minutes, always make sure you take 1 minute to understand the topic, and then I tell my students to write 4 paragraphs. First is your introduction, second is your body 1, and third is your body 2, and fourth is your conclusion. You can always, you get most of the marks from introduction, conclusion and body 1. So I always tell them to have 2 to 3 minutes for their introduction, 4 to 5 minutes for their body 1, and again 2 to 3 minutes for their body 3, and 2 to 3 minutes for conclusion. Because if I say 3 minutes, then only you will be able to use or write the same thing in 4 or 5 minutes. So please make sure you have at least 2 minutes at the end to proofread what you have written, because essay is not an integrated task. The marks are only going towards your writing section, and writing is all about your grammar, your tenses, punctuation and your spellings. So please make sure you always proofread what you have written. Even when we are typing, sometimes we forget to give space after the full stop. So all these errors will be looked upon, and we don't want you to get a penalty because of those little errors, which we can of course avoid. So guys, please make sure when you are doing that, you always have time to proofread. So make sure you finish your typing in around 18 minutes and 2 minutes to revise. Moving on to the next section, it is our reading section, which has got 5 different types of questions. In reading section, you will not be getting any particular time to do one question. So you will be getting normal time for all the questions, and you have to allocate your time to each and every task. So in reading section, the first question will be, most of the times it's reading and writing fill in the blanks, where you have 4 options. Generally, I advise my students not to take more than 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes for that one question, because if you miss out the reading blanks or reorder paragraphs or drag and drop fill in the blanks, you will be losing plenty of marks in this task. So try not to use 1.5 minutes for any of the reading and writing fill in the blanks. Okay, so we've got Rohit. Hi Rohit, he's asking, hi ma'am, do we really need to memorize the template for all types of essays? Rohit, it is not necessary that you have to memorize the template for all types of essays. However, if you have a very good template given by your teacher or wherever you're preparing from, you can always use the template, because templates are good help. But if you are a good writer and you are sure about what you're writing is correct, you should not memorize the template if it is a struggle for you. So whatever is more comfortable. However, I always recommend my students to memorize the templates, because when we are sitting for exam, we tend to confuse ourselves no matter how good we write. So in those 20 minutes, it is very hard to recollect all the ideas. So the template is a lifesaver which helps us to complete the word count and organize our ideas as well. So I hope I've answered your question. Thank you. So we were on the reading. The next question of your reading would be most of the times multiple choice questions. Now guys, I believe most of you are aware multiple choice questions are a low weightage task. So please do not waste more than 1 minute on this question, because wasting more time will affect your scores if you are not able to do your reorder paragraphs. Reorder paragraphs are very, very time consuming task. So try to have at least, 1.5 minutes for a reorder paragraph, sometimes even 2 minutes if you have plenty of time. Generally in your reading you get around 18 to 19 questions, and 2 minutes for each question is plenty of time. So generally the time you get, like one of my students who gave exam yesterday, he just got 33 minutes to do 18 questions. So if we say 18 questions, 2 minutes each, it's like 36 minutes. However, he got 3 minutes less. So ideally, on MCQs, no more than 1 minute. On reading and writing fill in the blanks, no more than 1.5 minutes. And on reorder paragraphs, maximum time you should be using is 2 minutes. Because reorder paragraphs, it's hard to understand and put them in the right order. But again, I would say time management is very important. If you know that you're running out of time, please rush through and give very less time to your multiple choice questions. Thanks, Rohit. And guys, moving on to the next section, which is your listening section. In listening section, we have maximum number of questions. So number of questions we have in listening is 8 different types of questions, and listening is the most lengthy part of the exam also. So in listening, the first question you will see is summarize spoken text. In summarize spoken text, you have 10 minutes to write a summary, but that 10 minutes is including the audio time. So audio, if the audio is 1 minute or 2 minutes, you get only 8 minutes to write a summary, which at times becomes very hard because we need to follow certain guidelines. The guidelines say that we have to write a summary using 50 to 70 words, which is approximately 3 to 4 sentences, generally 4 sentences. So sometimes when we listen and we plan and we organize our ideas, it becomes very hard to write and to revise in those 8 minutes. But you have to do it because it is an integrated task. The marks are also going towards your writing. And as I mentioned before, the writing is more about your spellings and grammar is, punctuation and tenses. So if you make any of the typing errors, that will contribute, that will affect your scores very heavily, and we don't want that. So guys, please make sure you try to finish off your summary in about 7 minutes. Have another 1 minute to revise what you have written. And for all the questions of listening, wherever you have multiple options, as I said that listening is also not timed. You have to allocate time to each question. Please, for all the multiple choice types of question, you will not be using more than 35 seconds. They are all low weightage tasks, and the biggest struggle lot of students face is finishing the listening part on time. The last question of listening section is write from dictation, which is the most highly weightage task of PTE. And if you are not allocating your time wisely to all the questions, you will 110% miss write from dictation. If you miss your write from dictation, you will not be able to score good in listening as well as your writing, because this task contributes very heavily towards your listening and towards your writing section. So guys, all the multiple choice of questions, the moment the audio stops, please make sure you select the answer there and then and go on to the next question. For there's another task which is listening fill in the blanks. In listening fill in the blanks, what happens is that you will listen to audio and you have to type the fill in the blanks. The best thing that works for this task is that sometimes you can always, write the answers on the notepad given to you and then transfer them on the screen. Because spellings, when we are typing, you can make a spelling error. But if you are running out of time and you have 17 questions and you only have 18 minutes left, you know that you will not be able to complete your write from dictation, which we of course at no cost recommend. So please make sure for fill in the blanks, you can type it straight away if you are running out of time, but if you have time, you can always take the notes on the notepad and then transfer them to the screen. And there's another task which is highlight incorrect words. In that task, time is not an issue because you will click next and you go with the audio. So in that task, I believe time is not very important. However, coming to the last question, which is our write from dictation, time management is very important. Now, the moment you listen to a question or one of the sentences, you have to write it. If you are running out of time, I would then also recommend to rush or to do whatever you can to do this task to complete your exam, because this task, if you complete it, the chances of getting 79 plus, if you complete it correctly, then the chances of getting 79 plus are there. We've got Surbhi. Hi Surbhi, she's asking, if a person is pretty thorough with general English, what is the amount of time coaching required to crack PTE? Surbhi, it actually, I would say PTE is not about English. It is more or less about the strategies you use and how well you tackle one question. Okay, I've got a lot of brilliant students, however they struggle to get 79 plus in their first attempt because we go by the logic. Even me, when I gave my exam for the first time, I was thinking very logically, but this exam not it is more or less the strategies which will help you get 79 plus. And to answer your question, that amount of coaching time, some people they do crack this exam by just attending one master class, which is a one-day class. However, others, which are again I would say not dumb students but very intelligent students, they take about 3 weeks time or 2 weeks time to crack the exam. So it depends on a person to person on how well they can grab the concepts and the ideas and the strategies to solve the questions. But if you are thorough with English, I believe 2 to 3 weeks would be a good time. You can always take, if you are in Australia, you can always take a master class, which we have twice a month, once in Melbourne branch and once in Clayton branch. So you can always attend that one-day class also. And we've got position of the mic. Yes, Mirza, I did show the position of the mic in the beginning of the video. However, just on your request, the position of the mic for boys, I recommend should be close to the jawline. Okay, never in front of your lips, because when we breathe, the air goes in. It can be under your lips, close to the chin, or close to the jawline. And for the girls, I would say again that it can be close to the tip of your nose, not under your nose. And please never touch this part of the microphone because it is very sensitive, and don't move it when you are giving the exam. So set it for once and for all and you will be good to go. And Nikki is asking, I've given exams 4 times but haven't got desired scores. Nikki, you've given exam 4 times. I would say please email me your scorecard so that I can have a look and tell you what you are doing wrong. Or you can always come for a free trial class. If you are in Melbourne, you can always come for a free trial class at Aussie's Clayton, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you, Mirza. And my email address is tanu.gulati@aussiesgroup.com. I'll post it in the comment section. So if you have any query about that, you can email me about that. And guys, I hope I've explained how to manage your time effectively in order to crack PTE exam. And if you are struggling to give your exam, I believe the first thing you have to know is that this is the most easiest exam of all, and you can easily crack it. I know if you see, most of us, we've not seen a lot of people getting 8 in or 9 in IELTS. However, we have lots of people who are getting 90 in PTE. Today also we had 2 students who got a perfect score of 90, and another student who, she wanted just 65, but she also scored 8 and she was very happy. So we will be posting the scorecards maybe by tonight, so you can have a look. So guys, if you are struggling to do PTE, we are also having a master class which is on this Saturday 10 to 5 o'clock in our Clayton premises, and it's just a one-day class. If you are struggling to take out time for the exam preparation, I advise you guys to attend that class because it is a very helpful class. It has helped a lot of students. If you go to our website, you can see that people have posted so many good reviews about that class. And along with that class, you also get 4 practice tests, which are like virtual exams, mock tests, which are really helpful to crack your exam. So if you are looking for this master class, you can call on 0430887072, or you can visit our website ptetutorials.com, and all the information is there. And we've got Surbhi again. Being from India, can you provide some certain strategies over the mail, and I'll be happy paying for the same. Surbhi, I would highly recommend you to download Telegram Messenger and join our PTE tutorials group. This group has got a lot of teachers who help students throughout the world. Plus, we have a lot of material which is being shared on regular basis in that group. So I believe that group will be really helpful for you. And Mirza is asking, ma'am, masterclass can be attended out of Australia? No, Mirza, sorry, not at the moment, but we might have it soon. So my email ID is already in the comment section, guys. So if you have any queries, you can post it there. Thank you, and I hope you guys prepare well for your exam. Best of luck, and you can always come for a free trial class, and we'll be more than happy to help you. All the information about the Telegram group, about the material, about our classes is posted in the comment section. And Nikki is asking, ma'am, can I join masterclass from India? Sorry, Nikki, not at this stage, but we will surely be doing something. You know, we will be developing a technology with that you can attend the class sitting anywhere. And Dr. Aman, hi Aman, how are you doing? You're participating a lot in PT tutorials, and I'm very happy for that. She's saying congratulations for the result of your students, and thanks for the informative session. Thank you, Aman. Thanks a ton. Thank you, guys.